Hey guys, welcome to the Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we're going to talk about why deer yard up. Okay, this is something that happens. It does happen in the Midwest. It happens mainly in the North Countries, things like that, and when you get into the snow regions and the cold weather stuff, but I've seen it even down in Missouri. And basically deer yard for many reasons, but this is an example here as you're seeing of what deer yarding usually looks like here. Okay, this is an area that may have some deer activity normally throughout the year, but you can see the massive amounts of trails and sign that come through here, and it's in all this thick stuff here. Now, there are multiple reasons that this happens. One of them is the depth of the snow. Okay, this snow here is got a crunchy layer on it, but right here, it's not horrible to show, but we're looking at probably about a foot deep of snow in here. All right, this is about a foot deep. Now when you get into you get further back into here, which I'm not hiking in there, it's like 8 degrees and I'm not standing out here for too long, but when you get into this stuff, into that thicker stuff, what happens is the snow into that thick stuff where you have the pines and the cover, the pine trees themselves will block the depth or the snow from coming down, and they create wells underneath these trees, and you have lower depth of snow inside the thicker it is, the less snow that actually gets to the ground in there, and it creates a lot easier walking for them, and it makes it a lot easier, so they like to be in there. Plus it's bitter cold. The thicker the pines and the stuff are, like the cedars in the Midwest, whatever it is, but that thicker stuff creates major wind blocks and prevents the wind from getting in there, keeping these deer from freezing. It keeps them nice and warm. There's also access to food in there where the snow is shallower, so they can actually paw down and still get the food that's inside of there from like the oaks and stuff that are scattered throughout there that drop. They can still access them because of the shallower depth of snow. So for them, it's a huge factor. Plus, when the snow starts to get deep like this, you start getting a foot deep of snow in here, it gets to be hard for them to walk through. And so you start seeing trails like this that are much more created and defined, and they will stick to these way more than just regular, like a loose track someplace. And they do that on purpose because this is easier for them to walk on. So they will yard close to food, and they will yard in thick stuff like this. It gives them the security, gives them the comfort factor, gives them the temperature control, gives them the lower snow levels, and it gets them close to food. So it's a survival tactic is what it is. They will also they will use this stuff for security purposes. See, in here, because you don't have the sun access, this snow inside of here, as you can see, you can actually step into the snow. See, I'm stepping into the snow and I'm going right in through the snow into the bottom, okay? So I'm walking right through the snow. That's just fine and easy. When you get into the open areas that are windblown, and you get into more open country, what happens is that snow comes down, the sun hits it, melts the top layer, the wind blows across it, freezes that top layer, more snow comes on there, and you end up with a crust. So for a deer, it would be here, and then it would pop through as it walks and sink into that snow, where coyotes can run on that very light top layer of ice, and then it becomes a predatory aspect where the deer start punching and post holing, and they cannot move very fast through there. The coyotes can run on top of that layer, and they can actually get to those deer and take them down and kill them. So there's a lot of reasons that cause deer to yard up, but what you're finding, this activity that you're seeing in here right now, is not true hunting season kind of activity. Like right here, see this foot here, I am on frozen ground right there. I could punch through there, but look there, and then look when I step right here, I sink way down in there. Deer would be here, coyotes would be there. The coyotes can move quickly on top of that stuff where that sun hits, where the deer punch right through it. So you won't have this kind of activity during a normal hunting season. It's just not, this is not where they would be. Now you'll get some activity through here, but this is considered deer yarding that you're seeing here. This is a yard type area where they are back there because of the advantages that it's offered for them through the hard months of winter. You can see here where deer have been pawing. Right here, you can see this drop down spot here that's cleared out. That's where they're pawing down there for acorns. They can do that in here because the snow is easier. Here's another one, more pawing. This big depression right here is pawing. Here's more pawing. You can see it here, pawing there, pawing there, pawing here. This is pawing for acorns, but because of these pines, the snow level in here is so much lower comparatively than out in other areas. So that's the whole purpose of yards for deer. You guys hear it. That's what it is. It is creating, finding an environment close to a food source that gives them the security, the protection, the comfort, and it's a survival tactic that keeps them alive. Right now, does are pregnant, very pregnant. They have got to eat a lot of food. This keeps them near food as best as they can in a time where there's most food is covered up. It's very hard in the North Country. We have major losses of deer life due to starvation. You know, when the snows get deeper, they last long. They can't access food. These winter yard areas provide everything that they need for them to actually survive and be able to thrive and survive until spring's here when this snow is gone. So that is the purpose of what a deer yard is. But when you're out there scouting early season, or I mean during the winter time, note that this sign is not hunting season sign. This is not going to be like this. You know, you can't come out here and go, oh, look at these trails. This is going to be amazing in the fall. Probably not going to be amazing in the fall, not until it becomes winter yarding type period. So you hear that term thrown around a lot, winter yards, deer yards, or yarded up. This is what it means. So hopefully you enjoyed this little video, little tip for you, and thanks for watching. Be back with more stuff soon. Bye.